decided that we design the solution that suits us. And that solution is that everything we do, since they make our country and our land very uncomfortable for us, we will bring our freedom from diaspora. And that's what we're doing today. So the enabling environment that was not created for us in Biafra land, the different countries where we reside have created an environment, and we are struggling to bring this kind of system back to our people for them to live like human beings. So we will always outsmart the terrorist state of Nigeria.
Only one, under his leadership, His Excellency Simon Ekpa. Anybody that is confusing anyone or telling you there is another, no, there is nothing. There's just one, recognized by His Excellency Simon Ekpa. And we can pray. Once he has that communication, Biafrans, we understand that Obato Obie does not take no crap from nobody. No matter who you are, you must respect that authority. That authority is the only thing that can protect all of us. But we thank God, somebody said this is a transition period. If these things does not happen, Biafrans will not know who is following our prime minister, who wants him to fail, who wants him to be out. So this moment is ordained to happen so that Biafrans will know who is who.
Welcome, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world. I welcome you to this amazing program. Thank you so much for joining us once again on this platform. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. Please like and share this program. And remember, this platform where you are watching this program is Biafra Exodus Hard Talk TV, a platform that stands with the United States of Biafra, under the command of our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, and on the Supreme Command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Today, under the control of Deputy Prime Minister COS Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, we bring information from the right source, the United States of Biafra, the government of our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. Wherever you are watching this program from, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiama to like and share. Information is power. Remember, our Prime Minister encouraged us to engage in radical evangelism. Our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told us to carry everybody along. In doing that, you must help us to share this video. Like and share to family and friends and to every platform where you belong. This information is important.
In a very recent development, the United States of Biafra has formally reached out to Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu requesting recognition of Biafra's redeclared independence. This was outlined in an open letter signed by Ngozi Orabueze, the acting head of state and deputy prime minister of USP, shared on X on Monday. According to the letter, the renewed declaration of Biafra's independence took place in Finland during a convention where over 50 million Biafrans participated in a referendum on November 29, 2024. According to her, in line with the United Nations Convention on the Creation of States, consequently, Biafra called on the Nigerian government for a peaceful diplomatic relation for the benefit of both entities. She also disclosed further that the redeclaration of the Republic of Biafra, which took a significant event in Lahti, Finland, on the 29th, proclaimed the restoration of Biafra's 1967 independence and officially adopted its new name, the United States of Biafra. The nation comprises 40 states, according to Ngozi, and Nigeria was invited to the occasion through their invitation letter. Now, let's head into a news analysis segment, and I have right here in the studio actually two individuals who will be responding to different issues on the world news right here with me. I have Mr. Dele Fanimo. Mr. Dele Fanimo is a political, national and social affairs commentator. He's also a director, and he'll be giving us his insights or his assessment into some of the questions here. I also have my colleague, Chioma Innocent, as well. She has a purpose to serve this evening. She needs to give us exactly the fundamental or the foundation and background story of the conflict in Ebonyi State. She's in the right place to help us respond to that particular question. Mr. Delifanimo, let's start off with Ngozi Orabueze of United States of Biafra asking the Nigerian government under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to recognize Biafra as an independent nation and obviously extending a heartfelt welcome invitation to recognize them as a country. How do you see this situation? Is it comical to you? Is it something that can ever be realistic? What is the attainment for that invitation?
Well, it is within their right to want to talk about an independent,
Thank you.
Country within Nigeria, and we have seen examples across the world where people will say, "I want to be on my own." We've seen how Yugoslavia became Czechs and Yugoslav. We've seen Ethiopia, Eritrea. We've seen many, and some were gotten, for instance, Southern Sudan broke away from Sudan.
Okay.
So, for me, if this is the route to go to make things work, why not? And if there is a consensus.
Okay.
But the only thing I abhor, and I'll continue to abhor, is when you bring violence into agitation.
Okay, but you made reference to Sudan and South Sudan, but you
Yes.
saw the loss of lives that transpired in that process for South Sudan to, extricate itself from Sudan. Up to now, that situation is ongoing. Okay, hold on. The Biafrans will say they've suffered bloodshed. In the 1967 war till 1970, they've gone through the process of humiliation, decapitation, isolation, annihilation, or whatnot, and they have been asking for their independence since they are a region that has not been recognized. When it comes to federal presence, they're least considered. When it comes to infrastructure and in developments that would come from the benefit of the government, they are usually considered the least, and they're asking that they no longer want to be part of the country. So now that they've gone to a foreign land, established a country, I don't know if it's possible to do that, they are extending an invitation letter to the president to recognize them as an independent nation. Will they be recognized as an independent nation outside Nigeria or within Nigeria?
It's not going to work that way. And whatever they have done is laughable, I must tell you. You see, when you want to...
What do you think is laughable? The invitation letter or the request for them to be recognized as an independent nation?
What they are just starting, Odua Republic has started more than 7 years ago.
Okay.
You have to give notice, you have to file papers, documents to... I think it's non-recognized nation. I don't know, forgotten the name. That
can you speak louder?
Professor Akitoye, Banji Akitoye, and Onitiri, and the rest of them subscribed to, and at the point, Odua Republic was recognized by them, and it's just a step towards attaining the Odua Republic. And all along, you will notice that Odua Republic agitators, except when Igboho started his trouble, never, ever tried being violent. And the few times they showed some level of violence, you see, it was the Yoruba people that dealt with them, not an outsider. They went to the government, the State Assembly complex on a Saturday where there was no workers, there were no legislative aides or even legislators.
All right, but in this case, this open letter is basically what you call a situation where the Biafran government in exile, being established in Finland, is extending a peaceful diplomatic letter or invitation to the president of Nigeria for the benefit of both entities. So the question now is, they've written this open letter. Will the government of Nigeria recognize it? That's one. Two, have they been conscripted, to be known internationally as a country on their own? They've been writing, filing letters to be recognized. I think the last time at the United Nations, that was one of the things that Simon Ekpa wanted to do, but he said that the Nigerian government had gone there to debunk and say that that plea should not be listened to. So how are we sure that this open letter will be seen by the president, who is not in support of the extrication of the Biafran government or the Southeasterners wanting to have a nation of their own when they see them as part of Nigeria? How is the president going to react to this open letter, or do you think he may not even pay any attention to it?
You see, you can't from here understand and be able to accurately read the mindset of the president on some of these issues. You understand? Even as a sitting president, Obasanjo then dealt with Gani Adams. You understand? Because no president will want a section of the country to secede while he's ruling. And he would rather dialogue with them. And I'm sure that if these people are open to dialogue,
that's basically what it is. She's calling that is basically for a peaceful diplomatic relation, and that's why she's extending the open letter.
But then the question you ask yourself is, which passports are these people holding?
Oh, I think they created a passport design the last time.
Was it recognized? Oh, the Republic had done that many years ago, but it was never recognized. They hosted a flag that was never recognized. Even as close as ECOWAS in the sub-region here, nobody has recognized. And these people that are agitating for Biafra, are always traveling with the green passport, Nigerian passport.
Which is the ECOWAS passport, right?
Yes. You know, when you have things like this, then it negates the principle of saying no.
It negates the principle of saying no.
That I want my country. If you say, okay, some people from this part of the country are still holding sway as ministers, as head of MDAs, as security chief. So everything has to be with in the realm of dialogue, and not forceful secession.
I think they have dialogued in time past. It hasn't turned out to be anything. The last time was with the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, who called them a dot in the nation at the time. That did not work. And now the current plea, however, beyond this recent development, is for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, which the president said that none of them have really come to approach him to say anything significant. Like he's been waiting for, an official conversation to be had in that regard. So if this particular letter is now written in peace, like you talked about, no war, no violence, no loss of lives, no shedding of blood, that's why I'm asking that, do you think the president will attend to this when ideally the disposition, it's not like they want that kind of emancipation to take place?
You see, what I'm saying, and I'll continue to say, I've said it over and over in so many fora, is there is a way you can secede without firing a shot. What the agitators in Finland are doing now had been done more than 10 years ago. By the Odua agitator, Odua Republic agitators. And you see, the release of Nnamdi Kanu had been so politicized, and there is no consensus among the 5 governors in Southeast.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. She says that the United States of Biafra has come to stay. Their arms are open to receive Nigeria for a constructive dialogue in pursuant
to receive Nigeria in Finland
in a peaceful and sustainable dissolution that aims at achieving a harmonious and safe disintegration with mutual respect for both countries' citizens in territorial sovereignty. So she says we are officially reaching out to establish bilateral relations with the Nigerian government in accordance with the principles of diplomacy.
How can you establish bilateral relationship with a country that is not known?
Well,
to the UN, to the AU, to the ECOWAS. How do you establish bilateral relationship? And from which country are you going to govern? The first thing is to make sure that you let government listen to you, and then the quickest is to have a referendum where you say, this is the way we want to go. And
she's making reference to the 1961 Vienna Convention on diplomatic relations. That's what she's basing her call on.
My sister, let's not go into too much rhetorics about this.
Okay.
How would you expect a president of Nigeria to fly to Finland, another country, to meet with some people who claim to have a country within Finland.
Okay.
That is even illegal.
Okay.
And to begin to dialogue with them and be establishing bilateral relations.
Well,
Where is the chancery? Where is the ambassador's lodge in Finland for Biafra? I don't know. Look, let's be realistic about these things. I'm sure somebody who is lettered and knowledgeable will not want to buy all this.
well, let's see if the president is going to recognize this.
He's not
or
going to
react
do
this.
that.
Okay, so if that does not happen, then what happens?
It would have been better if IPOB, that is in Nigeria, that has transformed to be a responsible organization, begins to dialogue with the federal government. Yes, that would be the normal thing. How can somebody go and sit down in Finland?
What are they into? What are they up to? That if these individuals are left unchecked, they could become kidnappers, armed robbers, become invaders of people's farmlands. So they're literally complaining about the fact that they need to return them to their home state since they do not know what they are there for. And that if your region tolerates banditry, killing and all whatnot, the Southwest does not tolerate that. So they will ensure they protect the Southwest and their state. So what they said was that their master simply sent them into the forest to await further directives. What directives?
See, let me tell you, it is balderdash for somebody to say you left your home state, packed your bags, took along with you machete, and you traveled more than 24 hours.
You don't
on
think
the
that they were
road.
hypnotized?
How
If they were
can
somewhere,
you
they told them to
hypnotize
stay in
it?
the forest and wait for further instructions.
No, the fact that somebody, I mean, in your right senses, how could you just allow somebody to put you in a truck and say, we are taking you to somewhere? You won't ask any question, and then they will dump you there, and you continue to live, and who feeds them there? You see, if you investigate properly, you would be surprised to know that those guys were brought for mining purpose.
Okay.
They have not reached their destination. And that's why you have to give kudos to the Amotekun outfit
Okay.
for detecting this. And that is why I told you in some other interventions, I've always said this, that Southwest, we will not tolerate this kind of thing.
So are you
here.
saying those individuals were lying as to the fact that
They
unaware
were
of their
lying.
presence?
They were lying.
So who are these masters that were telling them to await further instructions?
That is the question you ask. They have a clear brief before they left where they were coming from.
Would you call this some imposition of a supposed movement to possibly take over persons' lands, take over people's
It may even
religion,
be more
impose their
sinister.
religion on them?
It may be more sinister than what you think. What the beauty of it is, those security men were able to accost them before they could perpetrate any harm. You recall that Makinde, the governor of Oyo State, raised the alarm some few weeks ago.
Yes.
That these people that have been chased from Samvara are now running towards the Southwest. And now, so this is an example of what they are planning to do. They want to settle down and begin to unleash mayhem.
I like
And that's why there is this coordination of the Southwest. For instance,
actually like that. That's a good
Lagos
one.
State has no business with Amotekun. They don't have Amotekun because there is no forest in Lagos, where they can hibernate. But because they know that whatever happens to any of the states
Would
in the
affect,
Southwest will
yes.
affect Lagos. And they team up. They came for a meeting in Lagos and they fashioned out. And you know, I keep saying one thing. Security issues are not for the media. Except you are playing to the gallery. Anybody that comes to discuss security issues in the media is a charlatan.
All right. So I would say that the fact that your Amotekun Corps have become active in the Southwest state, I think
They have
that's
always
very
been
good.
active.
But what would you talk about the incessant ritual killings? It's become a prevailing menace, not just in the Southwest, across. I don't understand. There's an increment in killings, beheading, and macheteing. It's a terrible situation. How would you describe that?
You see,
That culture, that immoral culture.
the issue of insecurity, ritual killing has always been here with us. But it is just the fact that we now have